Hello YouTube and welcome to W's DIY. In this episode I'll show you how to build a DIY glow pot using a blacklight ultraviolet flashlight and some PVC fittings commonly available at any hardware store or home building center. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There are several options for charging glow lures ranging from UV pen lights to small UV flashlights, LED light strips, or glow cups that mount to your power box or shuttle. I've used several of these myself and they're all great. But for this project, I chose to use a 100 LED UV flashlight that has served me well over the years. I'm just tired of having to hold it while it works its magic. For this project, you'll need a 4-inch to 3-inch Schedule 40 PVC reducer coupling, a 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC end cap, a 3/4 inch cutoff from a 4-inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe or fitting, 10.5 inches of 2-sided tape rated for outdoor use, 4 3/16 by 1/2 inch rivets with 4 3/16 backing plates, some marine epoxy, a 1-inch fixed pin hinge, a 100 LED UV Blacklight Flashlight, a 1-inch strip of 2mm EVA craft foam, gloss white spray paint containing UV inhibitors such as Rustoleum Ultra cover, and optionally some 220 grit and some 800 grit sandpaper. Now I've gone ahead and drilled these holes out on the hinge to accommodate these 3/16 rivets. I used a 13/64 inch bit to do that. That gives us just a little bit of play. It's important to notice that on this hinge there are tabs on the top half of it, so we can bend those to match the profile on the inside of the reducer fitting here. On the bottom cap we'll have to do something a little different to get it to fit. And so what we'll do to start off with is we'll mark the location of the hinge right there, and we'll need to notch this between a 1/16 and an 1/8, so we'll just notch this out just here using an oscillating saw, and we'll do the same thing on the top. So next we'll take our inner ring and epoxy that in place. You can try using PVC cement if you want. I chose marine epoxy and it's held up for years. So again, I've transferred these cutoff lines, so I'm going to cut this off right here, just under here, straight across, notching out my inner ring, and then I'm going to plunge cut. Okay, we're back. As you can see, I used my oscillating saw to notch out for my hinge. I've drawn a straight line across there where I'm going to plunge cut so that I can drop my hinge straight in. I'll drill out my holes, take the hinge back out, and fill that with epoxy, put the hinge in, pop in my rivets, use backing plates on the inside on both pieces, and we'll be back. Okay, we're back. There's my hinge, there are my rivets with my backing plates. As you can see, I've trimmed off the ends of the rivets so that nothing will catch on them. Everything closes up really nice and tight, stays well aligned, and there's the hinge. There you go. Okay, so I've got my glow pot assembly here. I've drilled a couple of 1/4 inch pilot holes, and now I'm going to take my step drill and open those up. I'm going to try and match this angle here. And there we go. Now we'll just clean up those edges, sand those down so they're nice and smooth and nothing catches on them, and we'll call that a day. Optionally, you can sand off any surface markings, identifiers, and molding tabs using an orbital sander with 220 grit sandpaper. Paint the inside of the glow pot first to avoid overspray from getting on the outside. Give it a few coats, then let it cure for at least 24 hours. Then tape up any holes and paint the outside. If you opt to paint the exterior of your glow pot, wet sanding with 800 grit paper will get rid of any sander swirls and make the surfaces nice and smooth. Let the paint cure for 48 hours. Then if you want to, some wet sanding with 2000 grit paper and a little polishing will remove any overspray and make the painted surfaces glossy and smooth. And lastly, we'll cut our EVA foam strip, 1 inch wide. It'll be about 10 and a half inches long, I think. Just cut a strip off here, like so. Set that to one side. Take our two-sided tape and apply that. Cut it just a little long and leave a tab, and that'll get us started. Roll this into a circle, get our tape started, and then we'll put that in here. And again, this is to take up the slop. There we go. And now we can put our flashlight in place. Just work that in slowly. Should be a tight fit, but it should go in. There we go. There we go. Now, having the foam inside there takes up the slack, and it does allow you to take it back out again, and then subsequently putting it back in is a little bit easier as well. There we go. In the second time it goes in much more smoothly. There we go. And there we go. Voila. There we go. I'm going to call that done. Well, that wraps it up for this project, so thanks for watching, and if you found this video helpful, please tell a friend.